If you think your pocketbook is already feeling the pinch from the dipping Canadian dollar, hang on there. Roshni Murthy says the worst is yet to come.
I'm not too happy because I go on vacations and I go shopping across the border, and at 88 cents, we're losing a lot of money.
For some, the downward spiral of our dollar is just laughable.
That's a fact.
Let's hope you've got a sense of humor, because the weakness of a Canuck buck won't hit us as much now as it will on purchases later in the year, like your back-to-school wardrobe, your hockey equipment, and even Christmas gifts.
And retailers are buying today something that's going to be delivered in 3-6 months' time. And so they're also stuck. They're trying to protect their own risk. And by doing so, they're locking in the price of the Canadian dollar, which means that as an end consumer, you're also paying that same, likely today's, for something that you're actually going to buy 6 months down the road.
And the reason you're not paying for it now, it takes a while for a low dollar to catch up with retail.
When we hit parity, everyone was saying, well, hey, how come it hasn't exactly gone to parity? It takes time to work through the system, and it's the same thing with a weaker Canadian dollar. And if we see a comeback in the Canadian dollar, we'll still be paying for those weaker prices in 6 months' time.
With the dollar taking a dip, some people might say, hey, let's just get away by the end of the year. But before you skip town, you might want to think about it, because the price of travel is taking off too.
The buyers go down from the tour operators and they buy a long term in advance. And of course, most of the transactions take place in US dollar values. And so that's when it's going to really show up.
Since tour operators lock in future bookings now, the low dollar's forcing them to pay more. And you could end up spending up to 14 or 15% more on expenses like hotel rooms. But some say they're not letting a low loonie drive them, well, loony.
I'm just going to stay in Canada. I'm going to buy my things here, and I'm just going to deal with whatever the economy throws to me.
The flip side to this coin conundrum, some experts say because our dollar is so low, Canadians are discouraged from spending in the States, meaning their dollars are spent on this side of the border. Outside the Eden Centre, Roshni Murthy, City News.